and finished fourth. As he said, he wasn't very happy, but mate, I don't care what he says. I reckon he'd have to be halfway pleased with that performance, all things considered.
Yeah, how could you not? Steve Elkington joining us. Hey, Elk, now, you're playing well, and your health is good, and you're keeping busy, yet you're spending a lot of time working on a new instructional and social networking website, secretinthedirt.com. Now, I would say to you, give me your pitch, but what your pitch is, you don't really have a pitch.
Now, mate, I've done a lot of things in my life, but one of the things that I did do is I've spent a lot of time on this project called secretinthedirt.com, and it's mate, they thought when Facebook was built, it was all over with, but I think I'm actually ahead of the curve by building just a vertical for one subject. I built it for golf, and the reason I built it was twofold. One, I didn't want to, when I was a young kid growing up in Wagga Wagga, mate, it was hard to get discovered. So Secret in the Dirt gives every kid in the world, or any golfer in the world, a chance to put up their swing, let everybody look at it. You can look at theirs, they can look at yours, you can connect with everyone. And then the other reason is, I don't think golf should be $700 for a lesson. I think it should be free. So I took Jackie Burke, the famous Jackie Burke, and I, and a friend of mine, Mike Maves, who's an internet sensation in his own right, damn character from up in Canada, loves a pint, and we put this site together, and we filmed about 250 videos. I've got a cartoonist on board, and mate, we are having the best time over here at Secret in the Dirt that you've ever seen.
Elk, it's awesome. First of all, are your kids up on that site?
Yes, mate, yeah. My son Sam, actually, who's a top little player, he does all the lessons in the back for the kids. So you can go in and take your son or daughter in. We're keeping it PG-13. So I'd like the clones to pile in if they're golfers. There is a bit of rubbish in the 19th hole where I'm drinking and we're talking and carrying on like what we do. But for the most part, we like to talk golf. People like to form groups. They're forming groups to talk about whatever. They can do jokes about whatever. They can do Rome show guys or whatever. So, mate, I have so many people follow me from the Rome show. I'm not sure what I'm better at, man. I'm not sure if I'm better at golf, building the website, or being on your show.
Oh, it's close, dude. It's getting tougher and tougher to decide. You know, Elk, before you and I came together, I always thought that you had the sweetest swing I'd ever seen in my life, and what a great player. But the more time you spent on this show, the more I started to think that you were a better guest than you were a golfer. Now that you got this kind of vertical thing working with the social networking site, you might be better at that than both.
Well, like I said, Jim, I've learned a lot from you, mate. You're the content king, and I just thought that I played golf in Vegas with a guy a couple of years ago who was making money doing poker. He was telling me he was making a ton of money, you know, giving people tips on how to play poker online. Well, I thought to myself when I left, mate, I know more about golf than this guy knows about poker, for sure. So I thought, well, I'm going to take everything I know, put it all together, and see if I can, you know, put my coconut into it, because, mate, I've got a lot of downtime out here on the tour, and I'm getting a bit old in the tooth, but, you know, it's just another one of these things I tried to sort of conquer. And, mate, so far we've had a lot of people piling in. People are loving it. And, mate, I hope it comes up to about a fifth of the size of your site, mate.
Okay, so how big is secretinthedirt.com right now? How long has it been up, and how much progress have you made with it?
Well, we've been up for just on 2 weeks, and we've had 2,000 members are in the site. 1,900 members are in there. You'll see it when you go in, and what they're doing is they're making friends. They're putting up their own swing. I'm talking about their swings. I do a hit and miss. I come in for an hour every night and talk to everyone in the village. And guys are putting their swings up. They're forming groups. They're talking about the tour. They're talking about the Masters. They're talking about, mate, it's awesome. And then, of course, we have the front page, which is where we put the cool cartoons. I showed you a couple of cartoons that we do about Hefty and the cat. And have a bit of fun, mate. That's the whole lot.
Elk, are you telling me you come in 1 hour a night and you chat with the members on that site?
Oh, mate, I'm all over the members, and it's my site, mate. I honestly want people to get better at golf, mate. That's what I want, and it's free. I'm not gouging the guy, so I want it free. We'll make the money in other areas, soft goods or advertising, but I want it to be like yours, mate. I want the content to be free.
Steve Elkington is joining us, secretinthedirt.com. In fact, I'm totally behind this. I want to see how high we can get that number. He started the day with about 1,900, secretinthedirt.com. You just need to go on and log in. You just have to sign up for it. I did it myself. You know, Elk, for instance, and I felt really cheesy about it and really guilty about it, but I did send you, and I haven't done this, but I sent you a videotape of my 5-year-old Logan hitting the golf ball. So, for instance, if I wanted to, I could put that up on the site, and you'd break down his swing.
Absolutely. Or, yeah, like I checked out Logan's action, and I wrote you a little email today, and mate, I actually enjoy that you went to the trouble of sending me a picture of Logan, because I know how much you love your son, and I know he's having a go at golf. And my son, I know how much enjoyment he loves the golf. And golf's great. Mate, at the end of the day, golf is great. And Logan will get stronger, and he'll get better and bigger, and you can put his little swing in your profile, because you've got to be 13, allegedly, to join our site.
Allegedly.
We're keeping it PG-13, but like my son Sam, he can go in the back and check out. A lot of young golfers are in the site right now looking at all our material. There's so many groups have been forming. So the site proliferates itself, mate. A lot of the members or the village people they're putting up their own material. But of course, I'm all right at making content myself. So
you know what, though? That's part of the deal, though, Elk. You know that. You figure that out. Let them help. You know, you can do the heavy lifting until you don't have to do it anymore, or at least let them assist. So go to secretinthedirt.com. Elk, one last thing. You talked about this. In fact, since I've known you, you've talked about this. And when you talk about the young players coming up, the tour is different right now because the purses are so great and the stakes are so high and there's so much money. But when you see these young guys coming up, they're dedicated, they're determined, they work hard at it, but they just don't seem to have the kind of flair, the sort of swagger, the sort of presence. They're just not like your guys, are they?
Well, it's different, right? You're right, Jim. They come out of college. I mean, last year they were sitting in a psych class, right? Now someone's told them that to stay out on tour, they've got to win 900,000 this year. So at the end, what are they like next year after they've won the 900? They don't want to talk to anyone, and they don't even know what they're doing. But I'm playing this week with Ricky Fowler, who's been given a fair amount of press coverage this year, and he's got some potential. But like, he took a lot of criticism from the press about, not laying up when he had a chance to win at Phoenix. He had a 4-iron shot to go into the par 5, and he just laid up and then finished up barely making 5 and lost by 1. One of the kids aren't realizing that. I understand that that's not an easy shot to hit under pressure for, $1 million, but you're going to have to, as you get better on tour, you're going to have to mature that part of your game. You're going to have to mature the stones part of your game as well. So at some point, you're going to have to take it on, mate. You're going to have to take it on and just let it go. Because, mate, Mickelson is hitting shots at Augusta that just has no business taking on. And he took every one of them on coming down the stretch the other day. And those young guys, mate, they should take a page out of his book. Because Mickelson, he couldn't care less about the cash, mate. He's going for the cloth. He was going for the green cloth, mate, and he got it.
Hey, Elk, is it because he already has more cash than everybody else, or is that just the way he's wired?
No, mate, that's the way he's wired. He's always been that way. All the top players will, when they know they can take it in there, when they've got the power and the green light's on, they're going, mate. There's just no stopping them. It's just like all sports. It's like Michael, or they just get the ball. They're not looking at the ref or anyone else. It's gone. I mean, they're letting it go. And, Mickelson was hitting the ball a long way last week. He putted well, and, he has all the resources. All these young guys, they all got resources.
Yeah, let me ask you something. Does Freddie have what you're talking about, and did you see any of that from Freddie Couples last week?
Well, Freddie Couples, he's been a great player for 30 years. He plays in tennis shoes, mate. He looks like he's at the mall. I don't even know if he's got any socks on, mate. How do you play golf with socks on?
He didn't.
I mean, mate, my feet would be sweating so much, mate. I'd fly out of them. I'd fly out of them on about the 4th. But anyway, he's a top half player. It's all wound up at the top, so he doesn't use his feet as much as someone, say, like me. I have big spikes, and I use my feet. I dig in like a runner in the Olympics, whereas Freddie's more of a top half player. But, mate, you were right yesterday. Freddie Couples, you can say what you want about Freddie Couples. Freddie Couples had Michael Jordan come in last year at the President's Cup to make sure that he had enough pressure on Tiger so Tiger would show up at the President's Cup. Mate, he's ultra competitive, and all that, you can take all what he says and lay back and forget it. I've been on the ropes with him. He's on the job 24/7, mate, when it comes to the golf.
Steve Elkington. Now, what I want you clones to do is go to secretinthedirt.com. Again, this is not a typical website. What it is an instructional website, but a social networking website where you can all come together and congregate and communicate, go on the forums, post your swing. Elk is going to show up almost every single night and be a part of it. Elk, it has been way too long. I can't wait to see what you do with the website and what that number gets to, Elk.
Thanks, Jimmy. Always, you're the greatest.
Elk, you are the best. Great to have you on. We got to get caught up again soon, and it's great to see you back on tour doing so well. Good luck with the site, Elk. SecretInTheDirt.com. Check it out right now. Nobody likes Steve Elkington. Well, that was great what he said about Mickelson. He said the guy's got stones like nobody's business. That the entire tournament was hitting shots that other people don't want to even try and making them. And that's the way he's always been. All right, that's Elk.